make u the subject of the relation f is equal to m into bracket v minus u, all divided by t. If we analyze this question very well, we have a denominator of t from the fraction m into bracket v minus u, all divided by t. We can do cross multiplication because there are only two terms in this particular relation, one at the left and one at the right, with one of them being a fraction. You can also go ahead and use the LCM t to multiply both sides, but I prefer to use a cross multiplication. To use cross multiplication, the f is divided by 1 because any number without a denominator has a denominator of 1. So it becomes f over 1. Just to clarify, is equal to m into bracket v minus u over t. Someone also can ask, do I need to expand? Yes, you can expand. It is allowed. So f divided by 1 is just to clarify that 1 will cross to multiply this particular numerator. So if I bring my equal sign, 1 will come and multiply this. So it becomes 1 times m into bracket v minus u, which is still the same thing because any number multiplies by 1 becomes the same number. Good. T will cross to multiply f to become f into bracket t, or t into bracket f, anyhow you want to do that. Now let's simplify. F times t becomes ft is equal to, now m will multiply v, making it mv minus mu. This will clearly show our subject u in this particular term minus mu. So in this case, our subject term is having a negative sign. So we will swap, or we will transfer it to this side and bring the ft to this side just to avoid the subject being negative. I don't want to divide both sides by negative so that I can get a unique answer. So my equal sign here, I'll transfer or transpose minus mu to this side to become positive mu. So this is what I mean. This one is maintained at the right hand side, so mv. Then I will transfer or transpose the ft. Ft here is positive. When it comes, it becomes negative, so minus ft. You can also call it a tf, okay? Now, we will have to then divide both sides by m to make u stand alone because it says make u the subject. There is no u in this particular side of the equation, but this particular side has one u. So it becomes mu is equal to mv minus ft. We divide here by m to make u stand alone, divide here 2 by m. So m will cancel m, making u stand alone. So u will be equal to mv minus ft all over m. As usual, we can simplify further by cancelling out. But if you want to cancel m with the m, you have to do it well. This is why I'm saying that u is equal to, it becomes mv divided by m alone, which is mv over m, minus ft over m. So it means the numerator's terms will get their individual denominator. So each one of them will have the denominator. Then you can cancel out nicely. So when you conclude, you'll be, therefore, u will be equal to v left, v minus ft or tf over m. This will become your final answer. You can also pause the video, take your time, and go through the steps systematically to understand what is going on. There are so many ways to solve such a question. It is open to different ways. But don't forget, we will all arrive at this answer. It's either you get this and continue to get this. Thank you very much. In this particular question, it reads, make u the subject of the relation s is equal to 2u plus at all divided by 2, then all multiplied by t. Don't forget that in here we can analyze it and then make sure we cross multiply, because looking at this, t is multiplying this term, so it makes it one complete term. If you want to multiply, you multiply the t by only the numerator because t is divided by 1, and the divided by 1 will rather multiply 2. Then the t will multiply the numerator. Or you can also divide this whole term by t and divide the t also here, so that it becomes s over t. Then the t will no longer be here because the t down here will cancel out here. Any method that you use from these two, you get the same answer. I prefer to multiply t by the numerator to just open up the bracket or expand the bracket. This is what I mean. S is equal to T multiplies 2u to give me 2ut. Then plus T multiplies AT to give me AT squared, all divided by 2. Now that I know that S is divided by 1, I can cross multiply since there are only two terms at the left and right hand side of this relation, with one of them as a fraction. So cross multiply will be the best. On the other side, if you want to use the LCM to multiply both sides too, you can go ahead. The LCM, or the least common multiple, will be 2. Let's use cross multiply here. In cross multiply, S will be divided by 1. Just to clarify, it's equal to 2ut plus AT squared, all divided by 2. Now let's cross multiply. 1 will multiply this, so I will rewrite it well with my equal sign. 1 will cross to multiply this particular side, and 2 will multiply the S. So 2 will multiply S, which is to say 2 into bracket S. That's what I mean. Then 1 will multiply this to give you the same thing. So we write the same numerator, which is 2ut. Then plus AT squared. So let's expand. 2S is equal to 2ut plus AT squared. We are making u the subject right from the question. So u is only 1 at this side of the equal sign, the right hand side. The first term has the u. So we'll transpose or transfer all the other terms to the left hand side. So maintain it. Take this positive number to this side to become negative. So 2s will stand for positive 80 to cross and come here to become minus 80 squared. Equal sign will come, then our 2ut will be remained here or maintained here. We'll divide both sides by 2 and t for the u to stand alone. So it will become 2s minus 8t squared is equal to 2ut. Divide here by 2 and t. Divide here 2 by 2 and t. This is what I mean. 2 will cancel 2, t will cancel t. So the final one, u stands alone. So we get 2s minus 8t squared, all divided by 2t, which is equal to u. If you want to simplify as usual, you can do that by separating the top terms and having their denominators right beneath them. This is what I mean. 2s with the denominator 2t, then your minus sign, at squared with the denominator 2t, still equal to u. Then 2 can cancel 2, nothing will cancel again, so we'll move to the next term. T will cancel itself 1 and cancel this with t. So we have s on t minus at on 2 is equal to u. So finally, therefore, u will be equal to, in this question it reads, make vein the subject of the relation u is equal to 2 plus 3v, all divided by vein minus 1. This is change of subject, since we have been asked to make vein the subject. Now when we study this question, we realize that vein, or the subject that we want, is situated at the right hand side of the relation, or the right hand side of the equal sign. So we'd have to then go through the method that can make vein the subject. First of all, we have a fraction in the relation, and if you want to do away with the denominator of the fraction, you need two different approaches. We will choose one, but then the two approaches will be using cross multiply or using the LCM approach. The cross multiply will be the best, but you can still use the LCM approach. Now with cross multiply, we have to assess the question whether it's fit. So we said the equation or the relation must have two terms at the left hand side of the equal sign and the right hand side of the equal sign, where at least one of them is a fraction. And of course this qualifies. One term at the left hand side, which is u, one term at the right hand side, which is the fraction. So we'll go ahead and do the cross multiply. Let's do it this way. By making it visible, we divide u by 1 so that it will be very visible in terms of the fraction. Then we go and equate it to 2 plus 3v, all divided by v minus 1. Now we can now go ahead and cross multiply. That's how we do the cross multiplication. Please repeat your equal sign and use the denominator to cross to multiply the numerator. So v minus 1 will cross to multiply u, making a u into bracket v minus 1. I've always told you to use the bracket for your multiplication of binomial terms with a single term. Let's go ahead to this side. 1 will multiply this one. And of course, you know it will give you the same answer, which is to say 1 multiplying 2 plus 3v. You can choose to leave the 1 out because you get the same answer. Let's go ahead and expand. Here, u times v will give us uv. Then u times minus 1 will give us minus u with our equal sign. So equal to 1 times this will be the same thing, which is 2 plus 3v. Now that we have no fractions, it means we have to look for the term which contains the subject. The subject is supposed to be v. Now over here we have uv, a term containing the subject, and we also have 3v, another term containing the subject. So you have to group all these terms to one side. Remember, you choose the side where you group your terms containing the subject, and I would love to choose the left hand side for the grouping. At the left hand side I already have one of them, which is uv, so I maintain uv. Then I bring the other term containing v, which is 3v. So 3v is positive at the right hand side. When it is transported to this side, which is the left hand side, it becomes negative, so it will become minus 3v. Now that I'm done, I'll bring my equal sign to close it up and then group the rest of the terms to the right hand side. Already 2 is at the right hand side, so I maintain my 2 still at the positive side. Then I have the u, which is minus u. At the left hand side, it is minus u. When it transfers itself to the side, it becomes positive because it has crossed the equal sign. So we get plus u. Now we factorize v out since v is here and v is still here. So v out, open, close bracket, equal to 2 plus u. Now uv will be divided by v, thereby v cancelling the v to give me u remainder. Then minus 3v will be divided by v. So v will cancel this v, remainder minus 3. We will divide both sides of the relation or the equation by u minus 3 to make v stand alone. V into bracket u minus 3 is equal to 2 plus u. Divide here by u minus 3 and still divide here by u minus 3. Now this part will cancel this part, maintaining v or remaining with v. So we can now conclude that therefore v is equal to 2 plus u all over u minus 3. Now let me clarify something before we go to the next question. Over here, we divided both sides by u minus 3 because of the equal sign. Whatever you do at this side or the right hand side of the equal sign, you do the same thing at the left hand side of the equal sign. That is the rule for the equation or the relation. So don't forget. So we can now conclude that our final answer is v is equal to 2 plus u divided by u minus 3. Also, one last clarification I want to make is, in the final answer, we have u at the numerator side and u at the denominator. One may ask, can it be cancelled? The answer is absolutely no. Why? The reason is simple. There are 2 terms at the numerator and 2 terms at the denominator, which are not like terms. They are not the same. So since the addition and subtraction are separating them and they are not the same, we can't cancel. But if they were to be multiplication, that is to say 2 multiplying u and u multiplying negative 3, we could have cancelled the u out. So for addition and subtraction, which are not like terms, we can't cancel in a fraction situation. So this will be our final answer. Thank you very much. Now in this question, it reads, make r the subject of the relation a is equal to 3b plus r, all divided by 2r plus c. We are supposed to make r the subject. So this is clearly a change of subject question under algebra. Now watch something here. I have told you that before you make a variable the subject, you have to be able to observe the question and make some deductions from the question. Over here, I can see a term at the left hand side of the equal sign and another term at the right hand side of the equal sign, whereby the term at the right hand side of the equal sign is a fraction. Once the term at the right hand side of the equal sign is a fraction, or at least one of the 2 terms is a fraction, then we can go ahead and use a cross multiply method to eliminate our denominator of this fraction. You can also use the LCM method, but since the cross multiply method will be faster, I will use that one. Now in cross multiplying, this is how we do it. I will make it so clear for a to be divided by 1, because any number without a denominator is divided by 1 to make it the fraction. then still equal to 3b plus r all over 2r plus c, which is the fraction at the right hand side. Clearly, I have been able to get a fraction. Now I'll do the cross multiplication. I told you that before you cross multiply, repeat the equal sign and allow the denominators to cross to multiply the numerator. So 2r plus c will cross and multiply a. So the a will stand out. Then in brackets, we have our 2r plus c. The reason is the bracket becomes the easier way to do a multiplication and then the best way to multiply, especially when you have two terms which are binomial terms multiplying a single term. So the single term will come out and then the binomial terms will be in the bracket. That will depict a multiplication. The same thing applies to 1. 1 will multiply the binomial term 3b plus r. So we'll cross multiply. 1 into bracket 3b plus r. So this is our cross multiply. Now let us expand. A will multiply 2r, making it 2ar. Alphabetical order of arrangement. Now still a multiply positive c to make it plus ac. Then our equal sign, 1 times this will be the same number because 1 times any number is the same number. So we have 3b plus r as our expansion. There are no brackets. We just have to go ahead and look for our subject. Now the subject is r. The terms which contain the subject are 2ar and this r itself. So we'll group our subjects to one side, or we'll group the terms containing the subject to one side. Already there is one term here, so 2ar. I prefer the right hand side. Then I'll transfer positive r to the right hand side of the equal sign. Once positive r crosses the equal sign, it becomes negative. So minus r. I am done with all the terms containing r, so I'll close it with the equal sign. Then you realize that other terms are there. They don't contain r. So we'll bring all those terms to the other side. Already we have 3b. So 3b will stand because it's already at the right hand side. Then we will transfer the next one, which is ac. Positive ac transfers to this side to become negative ac. So minus ac, since it has crossed the equal sign. Now, r is here, r is here. We'll have to factorize r out to become a single r term. So r out of the brackets, open and close, equal to 3b minus ac. What do? Now that 2ar, we have to divide it by r. So r will cancel the r in the term, remember 2a. So it will be 2a. Now r will cancel the same r, which is the negative form, to give us 1. This number cancel the same number as 1, but negative 1 because of the negative sign attached to this r. Now the other side will leave it. We have to now divide both sides by the 1 in the bracket to make r stand alone. So we're writing r into bracket 2a minus 1 is equal to 3b minus ac. We will divide this side by 2a minus 1. Then divide here 2 by 2a minus 1. Whereby this 2a will cancel this 2a minus 1. Then therefore, we can conclude, therefore, r will be equal to 3b minus ac all over 2a minus 1. Remember, the a cannot cancel out because the terms at the numerator are not the same as the terms at the denominator. That is to say, they don't have the same values. So if you cancel out, it won't work. The minus sign will not allow you. If it were to be multiplying at the top and at the denominator, we could have cancelled out. So that will become our final answer. Thank you very much. In this question, it reads, make u the subject of the relation u minus x all divided by v minus x is equal to u divided by v squared. This question is change of subject because we've been asked to make u the subject. If you check, u is located at the left hand side of the relation and still located at the right hand side of the relation, which is the equal sign. In here, we will check the first method that we use to solve this question. From the previous videos, I taught you that when an equal sign has a term at the left hand side and another term at the right hand side, where at least one of the terms is a fraction, we need to use cross multiply to eliminate the denominators of the fraction. If we observe this question, the left hand side is just a single fraction, which is u minus x, all divided by v minus x. And this side too is a single fraction, which is u over v squared. So one fraction on the left, one fraction on the right of the equal sign. So cross multiplication is the best. How do we cross multiply? From the previous video, I told you to repeat your equal sign. First of all, the denominator v squared will go and multiply the numerator u minus x. This is what I mean. So v squared into bracket u minus x. So the best way to multiply in this situation is to use the bracket or the parenthesis. Now it has cross multiplied this side. So let us continue here. The denominator at this side also cross multiply to the numerator at this particular side. So it will become u into bracket v minus x. Always try and keep the terms which are two different terms in the bracket, and the single term will be outside. I mean the binomial term in the bracket, and then the single term will be outside the bracket. Now let's go ahead and expand to remove the bracket. V squared times u will be v squared u. Then v squared times minus x will be minus v squared x. The equal sign is the next thing. Now u times v will be uv. Then u times minus x will be minus ux. You can also consider alphabetical order of arrangement when you are handling such a situation. Now that we don't have any bracket, we still don't have any fraction, we can go ahead and group the terms which contains our subject u. Now the terms here, we can see v squared u containing u. We can also see uv containing u. And we have something called minus ux containing u. So we'll group all the terms which contains the subject at one side. So I prefer to group all of them to the right hand side. So it will be v squared u, written first of all since it contains a u. Then the next one will be uv, which is a positive at this side of the relation. So when it comes here, it becomes negative. So it becomes minus uv. Then I have the last term with u, which is minus ux. It is negative at the right hand side of the relation. When it crosses to the left hand side, it will become positive. So it will be plus ux. Then you close it with the equal sign. Now we have minus v squared x, which is a term without the u or without the subject. So we'll bring it here. The negative at the left hand side comes to the right hand side to be positive. So it'll be positive v squared x. Now that we have it this way, we can now go ahead and then factorize. We have u here, and u here. We just have to factorize to make u stand alone. Let's factorize u out. So u out, you open and close your bracket, equal to v squared x. Now v squared u divided by u will remain with v squared, because u will cancel u. So v squared. Then minus uv. So u will cancel the u, remember, minus v. Then ux, u will cancel the u or divide the u, remember, positive x. Then now we have to divide both sides by the one in the bracket to cancel out and make u stand alone. This is what I mean. Repeat it. So we have repeated the term here and the term here. So now we divide by the one in the bracket, which is v squared minus v plus x. Then we divide here still by v squared minus v plus x. So this one will cancel this one to allow u to stand alone, thereby becoming the subject. So we can conclude that therefore u will be equal to v squared x all over v squared minus v plus x. Now we can boldly conclude that this is our final answer. For those of you who are wondering why v is here and v is still there, and you're asking, can they cancel? The answer is absolutely no. Why? The term at the numerator is a multiplication, and the term at the denominator is separated. So you realize that there are three terms here, whilst there's a single term up there. So there is no way they can cancel unless we are able to separate them into individual terms. So please, your final answer will be left as v squared x all over v squared minus v plus x. Thank you very much.